Welcome, everybody. Happy, I don't even know what day it is. I think it's hump day, maybe not, whatever. We're going to find out. But I hope everybody's having a good day. We have a super special episode for everybody today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it and get started. ADA has been pumping. We've got some exciting stuff in the space. So we're going to talk about it. Let's get started.
What up?
What's up, Desert? How are we doing, man?
It's a good day.
Hey.
It's a good day. Altcoins are pumping. Had a bunch of trades going. I
heard all those dings happening, and then I don't know, maybe or maybe not. AJ was he was boasting about your wins, man. You've been trading a little bit
about all our wins. It's
about all of our wins, but like half
about
of them
the Telegram group in general, bro.
Yeah. What's up, Jaleesa? How are we doing, Crypto King? All right, guys. So we have a special episode today. We're going to be talking about cold storage wallets and be talking with the CEO of Keystone. So it's going to be exciting. But man, so good day so far, right? A lot of stuff been going on. Market's doing good. I got into a meme coin. I usually don't do that.
CPI numbers came in good. 2.5 under expectations. That's good for a higher rate cut. And I think people are settling into the whole 0.25 rate cut.
0.25 rate cut?
Yeah. So if we only get a 0.25, I don't think it'll be as drastic as we thought it would be. And if we get a 0.5, man, it could be moon time. You never know.
You think so? What are you saying? What are you saying? You saying $100,000 Bitcoin immediately after we get that news?
I wouldn't say immediately after, but I don't know.
What are we talking? $25 ADA?
I'm getting some $25 ADA. Hey, speaking of that, go check out AJ's show today. Me and John were both on it, on his recorded video, Decentralized
Dialogues.
Yep. And we give our ADA predictions. So
yeah, I was saying, I think we might hit $1.75 peak bull run, but and that's still pretty good, because that's like a few X's there. So that was what I was saying. But anyways, everybody,
how about that FET bag there, Crypto King?
Yeah,
pumping hard.
He's excited about that one, I am sure. Yeah. But so what I'm going to say right now is, everybody, please share the space. Let everybody know we're in here. And let's see. I'm going to just do a little bit of, the stuff that I do real quick.
Hit that like, subscribe, share this with a friend. If you're on Twitter, tag some DGens, repost, do all that good stuff. We have an amazing guest for you tonight. Are your assets safe? We're going to find out here in just a few minutes. And is there a better option for storing your Cardano on a hardware wallet versus Ledger or Trezor? We're also going to find that out.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. Yes, sir. My Sui bags are also pumping, he says.
Yes. I just I hit a Sui long earlier, and I just went long again right now because that cup and handle we were talking about the other day, we are breaking the rim on the 2 hour. So I did just go long. I have a very tight stop loss. I may get wicked out. 5% stop loss may get wicked out. But that's, I mean, you're gonna miss. It's about minimizing losses and maximizing gains. You get stopped out 3 times in a row, and then that 4th time, boom, to the moon. You make up for everything and then some. Always use proper risk management. Always use a stop loss.
Yes. All right. So without further ado, I say it's a good time. Wait, did I mess up something about the background, or does it look good to you? It's a really good question.
It looks all right.
Looks all right.
Oh, why is our background? Oh, you know why? No, that was me. My bad.
Oh, okay. See.
Apparently the video did not play on a loop. I have a video background where it says, like, share, all that good crap.
Gotcha.
And it did not, for whatever reason, it blanked out. But there we go.
No, all good. Okay, so I thought that was me. I was up, sending the bat signal, putting the bat signal up. All right. So without further ado, so we have Lixin, the CEO of Keystone. All right. So how are you doing today, sir?
Good. Thank you so much for having me. How's your day?
It's going good. It's going good. We're excited about this, and let's see. I'm gonna make a post. I'm gonna put up this promo code. So everybody out there, right? You guys should all, especially if you watch this channel, if you watch our show, you know that we take security very seriously. So all of you should have multiple hot wallets, but you should keep the majority of your bags that you're holding on for a long period of time in cold storage. So here we are. We're going to talk about it. So first of all, Lixin, tell me about how you got into crypto and how long have you been here?
Okay. You want a short version or a long version? Actually, I can talk about that for like 20 minutes.
Hey, that's up to you. We got the time. We're an hour and a half.
Time. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I think maybe you guys just heard of Keystone a couple of months ago. But actually, we've been in the space
quite some time. I've had my own. Yeah. From Mind Your Biz, one of the other influencers, he did an unboxing, and that was actually one of the first times that I already had a ledger, and then that ledger drama was going on, and then I was like, wow, I need to get something else, and then I got my Keystone. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Actually, we've been in the space for over 6 years. Over 6 years. So we started building hardware wallet at the end of 2017. And we launched our first generation of our hardware wallet in October of 2018. And actually, you can see this is our first generation of Keystone hardware wallet.
Your first one?
This is super bulky because this is the metal case of the first generation. If you open the case, and then you can pull out the hardware wallet inside of the case. You can see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's heavy duty, man.
Yeah, it's a heavy duty one. We had this design because the first generation, because Keystone, we were incubated by one of the biggest miners in China. So this first generation, we were building this device for the miners here. And maybe those Bitcoin miners, they set up their Bitcoin farms very far away from the cities in isolated places for cheapest electricity. And so at that time, for those miners, they asked us if we can build something which is very robust, which is waterproof and also drop resistant. So we built the very first version with this metal case. And you can see a lot of scratches here on the metal case. This is because I literally drove my car over this to make sure that this will survive that. Yeah, nice. So this is the first generation. Yeah, and also for the first generation, and that another fun fact of the first generation is that at that time, because those miners, they have like tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of Bitcoins. So they're super paranoid about their Bitcoin. So at the time, if I wanted to sell Keystone, let's say, John, you are a Bitcoin miner. You're a big Bitcoin miner here in China. If I want to sell you this device, you will ask me for a dinner. and you will ask me a lot of questions about my background, about my team's background, about how we build this device, about what are the security schemes of the device, and then you will like buy this device from me. So that's how we do the business in the early days. And another thing we do with the miners, which affected the whole company a lot, was we did some early user research with those miners. Just like I said, those miners, they're very paranoid. So one of the key questions I ask them is that, what's the most anxious time when you are using other hardware wallet like Ledger? And they told me that the first most anxious time is when they are trying to type their recovery phrase or input their recovery phrase into the Ledger hardware wallet. And they feel the UX is really, really bad of pressing those two little buttons. That's the first thing. They feel super anxious because the UX was very awkward. The second most anxious time is when they are trying to plug their Ledger into their laptop. Because if you just put Ledger like in a safe box, you know that your recovery phrase or your private keys are never touching the internet, never touching a laptop. But when you are plugging that into a laptop, and by the way, Ledger is closed source, so they're kind of like anxious. They don't know what's going on inside USB cable. They don't know if the private key is leaking out of the device or there's any malicious things getting into their hardware wallet. So they were super anxious every time they used the hardware wallet.
I kind of feel like that with Ledger Live. So I have a Ledger, and then like when I plug in my Nano, and I'm on Ledger Live, it's like, what's really, because like you said, it's closed source, so it's like, what's really going on? And then that whole controversy about recoverable seed phrases split to third parties, and it's okay if you don't opt in, but it's like, really, is it okay if I don't opt in? Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So after some brainstorming with those miners, they told us we had some brainstorming sessions, and then we decided to go with QR code. So this is the current generation of Keystone. So you can see there's a camera behind the device. So we don't use USB cable to transmit data between hardware wallet and software wallet, but we use QR code. We use the camera to scan the QR code to get the information. And then after you sign the transaction, you will see a QR code on Keystone, so that you can use your mobile phone or you can use your laptop to scan the QR code to get the transaction, get the transaction broadcasted to the blockchain. So we call this air gap security. And by the way, all the QR code are open source, which means that you can verify the QR code and you can add the QR code to your software wallet if you're a software wallet developer. So we feel that this makes this is also more safe from technical wise. This is more safe than USB cable. And also people feel more safe because I can see what's getting into my hardware wallet. I can verify that with a third-party QR code scanner, things like that. So that's the first generation of Keystone. We set the basic tone of the device, which is first, we're targeting the most powerful users, the most powerful users and the big holders of Bitcoin. And we build the product in a hardcore way. By the way, personally, I was a product manager for hardware for over a decade. So I don't come from a marketing background, but I come from a product design background. And I've been designing hardware. And previously, I was working for a drone company. And we were selling our hardware. We were selling our drones in the Apple stores, offline Apple stores. So that's like my previous company and my previous experience. So after the first generation, so this is the first generation. But the problem of the first generation is that this is a hardcore device, but our business model is selling the hardware, which means that the miners, they're not a huge group of people in China. So for the second generation, but this device By the way, you can make a guess how much we sell this device at that time. How much?
I think
what-
probably like $800 or $600 probably at that time.
it was what you
Yeah.
said, 2018?
Sorry?
2018, right?
Yeah, 2018 and 2019.
Yeah, so probably $900.
This is $500 at that time.
Oh.
Okay, that's not too bad. That's
$500.
pretty. That's
Okay.
pretty cheap, you know, for a while ago,
Yeah.
and that's still the cutting edge of like
Yeah.
the entire space, to be honest.
Yeah. But $500 is still too expensive for a normal Bitcoin holder in the United States or other countries, because at that time I think Ledger was selling like $150 or price like that. So $500 is too much for them. So then we developed the second generation. So the second generation, basically we just removed the metal case, and we also removed some other features like waterproof, because we interviewed a lot of Bitcoiners at that time, asking them if a hurricane happens or if your home is broken, the pipes are broken, and your hardware wallet is in water and is no longer functional. Are you worried about that? So we interviewed some Bitcoiners in the United States, and they told us that they're not very worried about that, because first, that's a low possibility thing for them. The second is they still have their recovery phrase to get the hardware wallet recovered and use that later. So for the second generation, basically we were trying to make it cheaper. Excuse me. We were trying to make it cheaper. Yeah. And for the second generation, we removed the metal case, removed the features like waterproof. So this drops to $169 for the second generation. And for the second generation, we started to sell this because we come from the Bitcoin miners, and also at that time, me and our CTO, we were both Bitcoin maximalists at that time. We were not very into other blockchains. We were not very into Ethereum or Web3 thing. So we were designing the second generation for the Bitcoin maximalist in the United States and in Europe. And you must know that community is a little bit, some people saying that community is a little bit toxic, and the people in that community are super paranoid also. So by the way, yeah. So we spent about like 2 years. So it's around 2019 and 2020. We spent those 2 years, more than 2 years actually. I think it's from 2020 to 2022. So for the second generation, we spent about 2 years for the Bitcoin maximalist, and they are paranoid. And we also did a lot of like security improvement for the Bitcoin. For example, our CTO is one of the co-authors of BIP 129. BIP is like CIP, so for Bitcoin Improvement Proposal. BIP 129, that is a BIP for a more robust Bitcoin multi-sig setup. So we joined that BIP and try to improve the multi-sig scheme for the Bitcoin community, and also develop Keystone following that BIP to make this device more secure for Bitcoin people, especially for people who do Bitcoin multi-sig. So we did a lot of this kind of thing. And another funny story was that in 2019, because we were doing a lot of stuff in the Bitcoin community, and MetaMask, two co-founders of MetaMask, they were always looking into Bitcoin community, because Bitcoin community, they don't have like on-chain application at that time. So the Bitcoin community, they really care about security and privacy. So the co-founders of other projects and other blockchains, they always look into what's new in the Bitcoin community, especially for the security, hardware, and things like that. So at that time, MetaMask team knew us, and actually they invited us to get Keystone integrated with MetaMask in 2019. But unfortunately, we rejected that because we were like toxic Bitcoin maximalists at that time.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I have two specific questions. So the first question that I actually have for you is so in theory, right, we run an NFT project as well. If our NFT project or treasury wanted to hold Bitcoin, could we purchase, I guess, the Keystone to use to create a multi-sig for our project? Is that
Yes.
what you were saying there? So like if we wanted to keep Bitcoin as like part of our treasury, we could each have a couple of Keystones and use it in a
Mhm.
multi-sig kind of way for Bitcoin.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Oh,
That's
The
awesome.
best way of doing this is using Keystone with a Bitcoin wallet called Blue Wallet. Blue Wallet support multi-sig very well, and it works perfectly together with Keystone. But here I want to give you one more suggestion. If you are using multi-sig, it's suggested that you use different hardware wallet rather than just Keystone, because the whole concept or the fundamentals of multi-sig is trying to avoid single point failure, right? So you have like 3 signers, or you have 5 signers, and you let 2 of them or 3 of them to sign a transaction. Basically, this is try to avoid single point failure. And for example, one signer lose their recovery phrase, it's still safe for the whole multi-sig setup. So the concept of the multi-sig, the basic concept of multi-sig is avoiding single point failure. Here, if you use Keystone, let's say you have 5 signers for the multi-sig, you have 5 partners of the project, and all of them, they're using Keystone. But here the problem is that if all of them are using Keystone, then Keystone became one of the single point failure. Yeah, one of the problems. Yeah. So if I'm saying this from a friend perspective rather than from the CEO of Keystone perspective. If from the CEO here, I want you to buy as many as possible.
right.
Yeah. But from a like security expert or from your friend perspective, I suggest you to use different brands of hardware wallet to try to maximally avoid any kind of single point failure. That's important, especially for your project treasury.
Here's a question that's hard for you to answer, and that I'm sure that anybody in your marketing department will hate if you do answer. However, if we were going to use a different hardware wallet in addition to our Keystone, which one would you recommend?
Yeah, I think there are not so many choices in the market right now. If you do Bitcoin multi-sig, if you just do Bitcoin multi-sig, you can use Keystone, obviously. And then you can also use Trezor. You can also use another hardware wallet called Code Card, and also Bitbox. These are the hardware wallet that support multi-sig very well. Ledger does support, but Ledger doesn't support Bitcoin multi-sig very well, which means that with Ledger's problem for those kind of, actually Ledger's problem for almost all those blockchains, the big problem is called blind signing, which means that when you're using Ledger, you cannot verify the transaction when you are signing the transaction on Ledger.
See all the stuff. So like whenever I send something, like for example, in my hot wallet on Cardano, it shows me itemized everything that I'm agreeing to, right? Before I send it. So like sometimes I'll see something that looks strange and I'll cancel the transaction and then do it again until it looks how it's supposed to look, right? Here is a question. Somebody in the audience, they're asking, and it's Third Patriot. Shout out to Third Patriot. Big love to you, sir. But he says the website says 20% discount for prior Ledger users. How does that work? Or how do they get that discount?
You can just make a screenshot of your Ledger order and send that order. You can blur some sensitive information about that order. For example, your name, your shipping address. You just make a screenshot. Yeah, you just take a picture or screenshot and blur the sensitive information, and then you can send that screenshot to support@keystone.one, send an email to us, and then we will share that 20% discount to you.
Okay. We have another question here from Risk Gaming. When Icon and IX or ICX integration.
Okay, so for this kind of thing, usually, yeah. So if you go to our Twitter, you can see our Twitter is running like a strategy of building public, and we want to make Keystone into a community-driven hardware wallet rather than everything's decided by me or by a couple of people in the team. So for this kind of icon or ICX support, usually we start with a tweet asking the community whether they want this support. So we will definitely do, so usually we support new blockchains with temperature test. So we tested that if there are a lot of followers of Keystone, of our Twitter, of our users, they want this support, we do a temperature test. And then we also pick some of the people asking them questions about like if they are using Ledger for a specific blockchain, how does Ledger support that? If there are any pinpoint of that. So usually we start from this. So we want to make Keystone development we don't have a DAO right now, but I love the idea of DAO. So at this stage, we wanted to make the development of Keystone more and more community driven. So that's our like style and how we decide what we develop and how we engage the community. So we will definitely do a temperature test later on our Twitter for that.
Okay. I have a question. So I have a question about, so you said that, you know, the original one had the waterproof, fireproof, whatever case, and you no longer have that. Is that an add-on? Is that something I could buy?
So like actually from my perspective, I think there are some better choices rather than ourselves to produce this case. You can buy a Pelican case or any kind of this kind of waterproof, drop resistant, like robust case to put Keystone into. So right now we're not producing this, and because if not so many people want this metal case, this will be super expensive. It could be like $800 or $1,000. That's not cost effective. So right now, if people asking us how to protect Keystone, we ask them to check out Pelican or other like cases, durable cases to protect Keystone.
Okay, that works.
I love it. And then I would say one last for right now comment from the comments. So Sui just got added, right?
Yeah.
But when Fetch AI, or I guess currently now it's what, ASI?
Yeah, it will be ASI.
ASI. When will Fetch get added, right? Because it's an AI play, you know, so people are excited about
AI. I know. Actually, I was checking ASI and Fetch.ai yesterday. Actually, personally, awesome. I was learning that. I was checking out that. As far as I know, for Fetch.ai or ASI, it's a Cosmos app chain, right?
Okay. Yep.
So
it might be an Ethereum.
I thought Fetch is ERC20.
Yeah, it might be an ERC20.
But I mean, it could be part of the Cosmos ecosystem. I never really thought about that.
Okay. So because we do support Cosmos, and we have integrated Keystone with Kepler wallet, Kepler extension wallet.
Yep.
And right now we're working on integrated Keystone with Leap wallet, which is the best mobile software wallet in the Cosmos ecosystem. Because we support Cosmos, so if Fetch.ai or ASI is a Cosmos app chain, it's not very hard for us to support that. We just tweak.
So it is from I'm here on CoinGecko. It is a multi-chain. So Osmos right here. So it is Cosmos, BNB, and ERC20. So it is all three chains.
Okay, I see.
So
if that's the case, I think it's not that hard.
If it's I mean, you support Ethereum, so if it's an ERC20 token, it should be automatic, right?
Yeah, it should be automatically. You can just use Keystone with MetaMask to manage those tokens. You can definitely do that.
Excellent.
Okay.
That's fantastic. And then, okay, let's see. So you used to be a Bitcoin maxi, and now
Yeah.
you're a little bit less of a Bitcoin maxi. Does Keystone support ordinals?
Yeah, we support ordinals.
Okay.
You know, there's a wallet called Unisat. So you can
Yep.
use Keystone with Unisat for the ordinals, BRC20, anything like that.
Are
We
you
do support that.
interested? Because we talked about this yesterday.
Yeah, I was just going to ask him that.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bitcoin fractals. Is that something that is interesting to you, or that you've learned anything about, or you've paid any attention to?
It's
Like
specifically
Bitcoin
integrated. So
into
the
Unisat.
fractal ecosystem runs with Unisat and the OKX wallet. And then when you said Unisat right now, me and John both were like, oh,
We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, I need to confirm with our team, but most likely we support that, most likely. But I'm not 100% sure because personally, I'm not getting into this. Personally, my time, most of the time is spent for Keystone related stuff. I do spend some time to research those new projects, but I'm not very, very into those.
Yes,
You just made a sale.
absolutely. But so listen, Crypto King, do us a favor, and actually, I'll put this up now. Let's see. For 10% off, please use promo code JPEGBoss. You can also send that picture, right, of the stuff.
The link is in the chat also. I put a link in the chat.
Yep. There's a link in the chat, and then we'll make sure that this makes it to the description as well.
Right.
Yep. But promo code JPEGBoss. Thank you, guys.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. And if you're a Ledger user, you can get 20% discount.
You just have to open a support ticket, right?
Yeah.
And those are, and I'm going to assume those are not stackable, people. So don't try it.
Yeah.
Don't try it.
Yep. All right. And then interesting. So you've been in the space for quite some time. Let's see, what projects, or I guess like what ecosystems are you most interested in outside of, you know, Bitcoin? You said that you've kind of been looking outside of just Bitcoin.
Actually,
and I know that you keep it down for the most part and that you're most focused on your product, but what things are you excited about, interested in, and like future use cases?
I think recently one of the blockchains that Keystone dived into is AR and AO, R-Wave and AO. Yeah, so that's something we think it's kind of cool. So we dive into that and we support that. And also recently we're jumped back to some of the like old blockchains, for example, like Zcash and Monero, because for me, I really love to do things in a private way. So actually, personally, I'm a lover for those private coins, focus on privacy. So right now we're working on Zcash support, and also we receive a lot of like requests from the Zcash community as well as the Monero community. So right now we're working on Zcash support, and after this we will do Monero. Yeah, these are the things. Again, I'm not a person that very into the new projects, but I wanted to, just like the Bitcoin, and also for hardware wallet. So for people who want to chase for some new blockchains, usually they can simply use a software wallet and put some money in a software wallet for a new project. But for hardware, and also that's my personality, I don't use my cryptos to chase for some like hot projects. But for me, I want to put my assets in somewhere in a hardware wallet and as a long-term holder for the crypto assets, because I think I've been in the space for I bought my first Bitcoin in 2013. And in the last 10 years, I've seen projects go up and projects go down, and they rock, they vanish. So for me, I really prefer to put my time and put my assets, also lead Keystone into somewhere to help the long-term holders to hold some valuable assets in the long run, like Bitcoin, Cardano, Ethereum, and other coins. Yeah, so that's our style.
So somebody said earlier that SWI had just been added. So now is that stored natively? Like, is it a SWI wallet on Keystone, or is it with like SWI like with the
Okay.
the hard
with
or
the
the
software
hot
wallet.
wallet?
Yeah, actually, we support SWI with the software wallet called Nightly. I'm not sure if you know that software wallet. I think
Nightly?
it's NIGHTLY, Nightly app.
Okay.
They're a software wallet. It's kind of new, but they're aggressively supporting new features, including hardware wallet support in the SWI ecosystem.
Okay.
Awesome.
That I'll have to check out because I personally use the SWIET wallet, but I'll definitely have to check that out nightly. Okay.
Yeah, Nightly. Aside from, I think they also support other blockchains like Sonic and Ethereum. So it's focusing on SWI, but it's a multi-chain software wallet.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So here's a question, just because I was thinking about the way that Ledger has a swap. I believe it's a third-party swap that they allow you to use through their application, right?
They
so
push.
you can,
They really push 1 inch on Ledger Live. If that's what you're saying.
well, 1 inch, but they also have like an exchange that is like theirs, or a third party that is like native to them, and then you can also use 1 inch and some of the other stuff. But what I was thinking is, I don't know if you guys would do this, but it would be really nice if there were a native, or like a native swap for Monero and Zcash, because it is hard to it is difficult to acquire it depending on where you are sometimes. So if there were a third party integration or a DEX integration in some way, shape, or form similar to that, then you would have the opportunity to store your crypto there, and then when you are ready, swap to Monero or Zcash.
Yeah, actually, that's something we've been asked, and also we've been talking about that internally for a long time. So in the early days, we are just for the Bitcoin maximalist, and then we got into Ethereum. So in the early days, most of our users, they're just like I said, they are power users. For example, those users, they not only hold ADA, but they also do staking and the voting and all the other features for the Cardano blockchain. But recently, we feel that there are also another group of users. They love Keystone, but they just like hold Cardano. They just hold ADA, and they just simply do sending and receiving and the staking and the exchange between ADA and Bitcoin, or ADA and Ethereum. So they don't get engaged with a lot of like on-chain applications or other activities like voting, but they just hold swap. They just hold swap staking. So we have some users, they're like these kind of users, and they don't love. I'm not sure if you are eternal users. I love that wallet, and they're super professional. Wallet? Yeah, I love the team, and they're super professional and super effective. I love those guys. But the problem is that eternal wallet is not for those kind of like average users. It's
we use it for our project wallets, right?
Yeah.
So like it's a lot more. It's definitely a lot more. I guess like technical, but also it's a lot easier.
It's not for the novice. It's not for the novice user for sure.
It's a lot easier to use when you have a lot more things going on. When you are just retail coming in, some of the other ones like Vesper and Tokyo.
See, I wish we could have a wallet, like a hot wallet like Nami, but allow us to have like multiple wallets, I guess. I don't know if you can't have multiple wallets on Nami like you can Eternal, right?
Yeah. So actually that's another insight. So even for the power users, for example, John, for example, you guys are professional users or power users for Cardano, but you may also hold some other coins like Ethereum. Maybe you do have some Ethereum, but you don't do with those Ethereum on-chain applications, but you do hold Ethereum. And you need to send and receive and exchange between Ethereum and Cardano, things like that. So we're seriously thinking about launching our own software wallet, Keystone. Maybe it's called Keystone Connect or things like that. And for that software wallet, we wanted to make it extremely easy to use, especially for the users who just want to do sending and receiving, staking, and exchange between different blockchains. So that's something we want to do. And also for other, like, I think right now, most of the wallets, for example, OKX and other wallets, those wallets, they're designed for Web3 DJs or professional users, but we need something that's super simple to use to onboard more and more Web2 users into the ecosystem. So we're seriously thinking about that.
Okay.
And thank you for the advice. I think you give us more evidence that we should like recruit a new team to dive into that.
Yeah, it would definitely be awesome because like so we're an ADA project, but we would like to hold like Bitcoin or Ethereum or say we have to pay out in USDC or something like that.
Yeah,
it would be super nice just to have it on the wallet. Boom, do like an in-wallet swap, you know, or connect it to, like you said, Keystone Connect, do a swap real quick, boom, send out the USDC, or, you know, swap it into Bitcoin, then throw that into a treasury or something like that. Yeah, that would definitely be, be awesome.
Yeah, actually, you remind me something. Have you ever used a software wallet called Exodus? They're a American company.
Yeah,
I've heard of it. I've never used it.
I've used it before. Okay. It has a nice user experience. It's kind of interesting, but I felt like when I was using it, it had kind of a very niche collection of like top market cap coins, and then a lot of the stuff outside of like the top 10, top 15 were not available at that time, so I stopped using them.
I see. I think I love the UX of Exodus. It's very simple and it's very user friendly. When I'm trying to do some swap, I don't need to set the slippery rate or things like that. So I love the UX, and maybe we will develop something like Exodus, which focus on sending and receiving, exchange and staking. And but we will definitely support more blockchains compared to Exodus. I think they support a very limited blockchain also because of the compliance reasons, because they're a public company in the States. So I don't think they can list a lot of blockchains due to compliance reasons.
So Keystone obviously has Cardano. Keystone, you can also hold your Cardano assets on there, right? As in NFTs on Keystone. So will it hold Cardano native tokens?
Yes. You mean for the software wallet of Keystone, or does Keystone support
the hardware? So the hardware wallet. So like World Mobile Token is a Cardano native token. It's like an ERC version, but it would be Cardano. You know what I mean? How like
man. It's a token on top of the blockchain.
Right.
Cardano.
So it would be
the question is, can you store ADA, and then can you also store the like native tokens to ADA on that Keystone?
Right. Yeah. I think with the integration with Eternal, and also with the integration of the coming integration with Vesper Wallet, we can support all those Cardano features. Those Cardano. And also that's the reason why people love us, because in the last couple of months, we were closely following the hard fork of Cardano. we were doing conway and voting and other message, also like sign data, things like that, very closely following that development. So we support all the features. If you find something that we do not support with the integration with Eternal or Vesper, just let us know. We're not like Ledger. Ledger is like supporting a lot of blockchains, but most of the blockchains, they don't support them thoroughly. But what we do is we want to support, just like I said, we spent in the Bitcoin community for like 3.5 or 4 years, and then another 1.5 years in the Ethereum community, and then we got into Cardano and Solana. But if we do support one blockchain, we support that thoroughly. So that's our style, and that's also the reason that's also the result of we strictly focus on the hardware wallet, so that we can make it like thoroughly support different blockchains for different features of that blockchain, and follow and keep us up to date to the development of that blockchain.
Okay. And you said Vesper integration coming soon.
Sorry, what version?
You said Vesper connection is coming soon?
Yeah, nice. Coming soon.
All right.
I love that. That's exciting. All right, yes. And so this funny joke here is, what is the least favorite wallet for ADA? I'll go first. Daedalus. I don't know if you ever used Daedalus wallet, but it was one of the original wallets on Cardano, and you had to sync an entire node to your computer, and sometimes it would take like 16 hours or days for it to actually like sync before you could then use your wallet. It was
you fire up your Daedalus. You fire up your Daedalus when you get home from work. You go eat dinner, you go to sleep, and then when you wake up in the morning, it might be synced and ready to go.
All right. So we're getting towards the end where we gotta wrap up with Lee. Let's see. Are there any final thoughts or words or things you want to share with the audience? And then we'll go into our market overview like normal, and then we will start wrapping it up. But what is there? Yeah. Any final words? Any final thoughts? And everybody remember, JPG Boss will give you a discount when you buy your Keystone. And if you don't yet have a Keystone, even if you have another hardware wallet, it would be to your benefit to make sure you have multiple hardware wallets, because cold storage is where you need to keep, your nest egg, your retirement fund, if you believe that this technology is going to persist. And I don't think it's going away. Yeah, it takes a full crypto cycle to load. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy. Early Cardano was wild, man. It was a hard technological step, I'll tell you.
Yeah, actually, my personal take of, I think Cardano community is awesome because we can see, because Daedalus and the Yoroi wallet, these are like kind of like incubated by the foundation of Cardano. But we see that right now the third-party wallets like Eternal and Vesper, most of people are using that. Actually, that's a good sign for a good community, because a lot of third-party services that take over kind of like the original service, the old versions of the original service, to give a better service for the community. That's a good sign for a better community. I really love that, actually.
So I have 3 things that I need to say real quick because they just came to mind, and I know you have to jump off because you have another meeting. But first thing is, I have some great ideas that we definitely need to talk about off air, because there's one thing in particular. You definitely care about privacy, and privacy is something that you care about and that you think is interesting. How familiar are you with the Midnight blockchain? Because we have something that we are cooking in the background, and it's the Midnight blockchain. Basically allows for 2 layers of messaging transfer, one that is private and one that is public, and you can connect the 2 when it makes sense. So there's when it comes to things like ZK knowledge proofs and different roll-ups and all that technology that has to do with privacy, Midnight blockchain executes it a lot more interestingly, and it is going to be launched probably in about 12 months. But there's some stuff that we're trying to work on in the background that it would be very interesting and a very good way to capture some of the market to and from Midnight, as well as the people on Cardano and capturing privacy on the blockchain. So it's a conversation we need to have later, but yeah, would love to have that conversation.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about that. Definitely.
Yep. But I mean, it was fantastic talking to you. We would definitely like to have you back. We're excited about the Cardano integration. I have had an excellent experience with mine. And the next time that you guys roll out an updated Keystone, you know, it would be great to receive one so we could do an unboxing.
Okay, cool.
Cool. And everybody, make sure you go follow. Make sure you go follow all the socials that are in the description. We have Lee's social, we have Keystone's social, and we have the link tree in the description of this video. If you're looking to pick up a Keystone wallet, go ahead and check everything out.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, John. Thank you, Desert. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. We'll have you again next time that you have an announcement. Let us know, and then we'll have you back on. We appreciate you.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great night.
Okay.
Dude, that was great. I love that.
Yeah, I didn't really know a lot about the Keystone wallet. I mean, I guess I had heard about it in passing and everything, but that was a lot of great information. I'm definitely going to have to probably use that JPEG boss code, or actually, I have a ledger, so maybe I can dig up my old ledger receipt and get 20% off.
Well, I'm pretty sure you could just send a picture of your old ledger. You know what I mean?
I'll just take a picture of my ledger and be like, look, it's mine.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, but seriously, yeah, I like it. I enjoy it. Let's see. So,
well, do we want to go right into market update, or, I mean,
hold on, let me tell you something else. So this, I mean, like, you know, is not necessarily for everybody, but we're all friends here. But there was a slight conversation in the background where I was talking about Token Empire, and they were like, oh man, we're trying to have one of those things built for us anyways. I was like, well, why don't we just talk about it?
Who are you talking with that about?
I'm saying Keystone. Like, I was talking to Keystone. They were like, you know, we're trying to make a thing that's like that. I was like, oh, are you now? Why don't we just continue doing what we're doing together? Wouldn't that be nice?
Right?
Yeah. But who knows? You know, I can't come out here and bold-faced say that these things are going to happen because we don't know that they are, but they could. And if they did, wouldn't that be convenient?
if there's a connection out there to be made, John is going to freaking make it. That's
yeah, dude.
Yeah, imagine that right there.
Keystone Boss. That's what I'm saying. JPEG Boss is your discount code to get you a Keystone. If you don't have one, get one for sure. I've enjoyed my experience with mine. It wasn't that hard to set up. When I say it wasn't that hard, it was fairly easy to set up. I think the newer ones are even better. Oh my God, Desert. You got me straight up.
It was a long day for me. I actually got home late today, and I'm glad like the stream was pretty much set up. I just had to come in here and do a few little things. And
dude, I love that thumbnail. I think it was great. And I didn't even get
Midjourney's awesome, bro. That's all I'm saying. You know, I canceled my Midjourney account because of Grok and Gemini. But for whatever reason, I cannot get Grok or Gemini to give me a 16:9 photo.
They're
all square. They're all like 1x1.
That's
I
crazy.
don't know.
I've not had any
I might not know the right freaking keywords or something like that, but I guess I was kind of using it like, you know, I tell them, hey, I want a 16:9, you know, background or or I've tried wide version. I've tried all kinds of shit, and it just always
Maybe
gives
you're
me a
not
one by
being
one.
nice enough, bro. Maybe you just keep throwing out these demands, and it's like, geez, this guy's talking down to me, telling me like I need to do what he's asking me to do. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you gotta sweeten him up with a little
Do
bit.
what you're told, robot. Do what you're told. No,
All right.
If the overlords are listening, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When you guys take over, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to live in the pod and eat the bugs.
Yeah, that's exactly true. All right, so we're gonna try this way. So you better get ready because I'm excited about this part. And we got a pretty nice turnout here today. I know everybody is a little smooshing, son. Smooshing. I don't know what that means.
Let's quickly reset the room. If you guys like interviews like that, hit that like button, subscribe, share this with a friend. If you're on X, tag some DGens, give us a repost. If you're on YouTube, obviously like, subscribe, share it with everybody. Leave something in the comments. If there's somebody you want us to interview or do a pre-record, we're going to try and start doing a bunch of like pre-record interviews, so we can still give you guys the updates. You guys can still get us BSing with each other. We can still go over markets, but then we can actually get some in-depth interviews, because there's been a lot of interviews that we weren't able to get because they're like 9 p.m. You mean I gotta stay up till 9 p.m. to go on your show? We do go a little late. We understand that. So, but if anybody wants to come on or they need to do a pre-record, we are not averse to doing a pre-record. Let them know, let us know, make a connection. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, anybody you guys want to see, that's what we're here for. We're here for you guys every single day, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. But yeah, man, I'm gonna try to do this thingy, and then we're gonna dive right into it.
Handle it.
I think I have it figured out. Wow.
I mean, it worked.
Clean.
Don't get me wrong, it worked.
That was so clean.
It's gotta be continuous though. It's gotta be continuous.
Yeah, one continual circle. No, it's okay.
I'll fix it. I still,
but dude, do you know what I love?
Got it written down here. It says SpongeBob up there on the top, and it also says fixed market update.
Oh, that's so funny. Dude, I will say though that the thing that I loved is how freaking big that first version of the Keystone was. Those guys were serious.
Massive, bro.
They're like, I know that I only have $1,000 worth of these 30,000 Bitcoin, but this crap is gonna be worth $1 million one day. And then everybody was like,
he said he was working with miners. I wonder if he's working with F2 pool and stuff that. That's
sure.
That's huge. You know what I mean?
But working with them in 2017, you know what I mean? It's like, but now it's right. You know what I mean? Those guys, literally, the Bitcoin maxis are basically just the old guys that were like, I'm telling you, this $5 worth of Bitcoin, I'm holding on to it forever. Because this is going to retire my kids.
I bought Apple stock back in 1972.
And then you know what I'm saying? What happened is that they were right. And then they were like, I was right. Yeah. You're all idiots. I'm smarter than you. Neener. Right? That's basically Bitcoin maxis.
I mean, that's Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett didn't become a billionaire until he was 60.
Yeah, but he doesn't neener now.
No, he doesn't.
Like a Bitcoin maxi. Bitcoin maxis are like, yeah, I was buying cocaine in my college dorm room on the dark web, and I forgot about it, and then I remembered my seed phrase. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, Max Kaiser. I didn't mean to put your dirty laundry out there like that.
Yeah. All right. Let's get in here. Let's do a refresh. So Bitcoin might not be pumping. Oh, it is. It's over 58 now. But some altcoins are definitely pumping today, and we're going to get into it. The market cap is actually down 0.8%, but That's because we're coming on a little later than normal. Remember, it's a 24-hour clock, and it updates. Every hour is a new 24-hour segment. But we're at $2.143 trillion. Normal volume, normal weekday volume coming in at 88 billion. Bitcoin dominance is up a couple points at 53.8. Ethereum is down a point at 13.4, and 1.6899921922222 Gwei will send you a transaction. So we got Bitcoin coming in at 58,341, up 2.6% today. We got Ethereum coming in at 2388, up 1.5%. BNB almost back up to 550 at 6.6%. Solana at 135, up 1.5%. XRP back up to 54.22, up 1.5%. Dogecoin in the 9 spot, just over a dime, up 1%. Toncoin pretty flat at 0.5% at 542. Oh, excuse me. Prawn at 15 cents, up 1.2. But look at that. We're almost at 36 cents, folks. I'm just saying.
Crazy.
And we're going to take a look at the chart
crazy.
here in a second. We're going to take a look at the chart here in a second. And if you would have set the freaking alerts, like I said last night, you would have caught a massive short this morning. I'm just saying. But we're up 5.2% on Cardano.
You know what else is crazy? This is all going to work out, man.
Ooh, look at that. Squeeze at 102, baby. I longed it.
God.
Hey, right when he came on stream, I put that long in, or what I was telling you guys, and it's pumping. I love it. Up 13.7%, 25% on the week. Mantra, this coin is constantly in the biggest gainers. You notice that? Mantra or Ohm, constantly. We're constantly seeing that up here.
Why don't we look at it?
I think it's some kind of AI play.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I do believe it's an AI play.
I low-key think that I may or may not have seen it referenced on a shotgun pumping.
Oh no, it's an RWA play.
Yeah.
I've heard Ben talk about it. I've never really looked into it, but Mantra is a purpose-built RWA layer 1 blockchain capable of adherence to real-world regulatory requirements. I don't know. I think Ondo already does that, but hey, you know what? This is what we're going to do. I'm going to go up here and we're going to bookmark that. We're going to take a look at that later. Come on. We will take a look at that later. Because, yeah, that sounds good. I like RWAs. Let's go back up here.
While we're there.
Market cap is just under $1 billion with a $36 million in volume today, up 13.6 on the week. I mean, we'd have to look at let's look at the, wow, it's almost fully diluted too. Yeah. Unlike Ondo, which is going to have a huge cliff unlock come December 31st.
Oh, it's January.
The supply of Ondo is going to more than double, I believe, at the end of this year. I will definitely be selling before that. It's one thing when it's like something like SWI that has like an emission rate of like 2.4% or something like that over, and is going to double in like 2-3 years, versus it literally is going to more than double here in about
like overnight
3 months, like 3 months from now. Yeah. So, and no matter what, the market is not going to be able to absorb that many tokens hitting the market, And I could be missing something, but I'll still be selling and then seeing where the fallout lies, and then probably buying back in, because I do believe in Ondo. So BNB's up 6%, 546. ASI with a nice little pump, 5.7. Arweave up 5.9. Look at that. Even Cardano is in the biggest gainers today, up 4.7. Bitcoin Cash, who cares? Monero, we were just talking about it, up 3.9. And, 2% across the board.
Dude, I like Monero. It's hard to move in and out of in a way that doesn't feel suspect. Like you know what I mean? It doesn't feel
in a way that doesn't feel suspect. Okay.
Well, because you can't buy it on any centralized exchanges in the US pretty much that I know of.
I think MEXC, I think we looked it up. It was on MEXC, but that's not a US exchange, obviously.
Yeah. But I'm saying that so you will have to jump through hoops to get it. And then
you can't, you got to be able to swap it on MetaMask, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't use privacy coins. I just don't care that much about it. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just not something I care about that much. It's not going to pump. It's not going to make me money. That's all I'm really worried about. So biggest losers, Core down 4.3%, Not down 3.5%, Quant down 1.8%, Dog Whiff Hat down 1.8%, Phantom having a nice little pullback down 1.5%, Avalanche, Optimism. Not too many losers though. All right, let's look at the markets today. Green across the board, and the VIX is plummeting. I love it. So the Dow Jones is up 0.3, the S&P is up 1%, NASDAQ's up 2%, the Russell K is up 0.3%. But man, we are just getting lower and lower on the VIX. I love to see it. That means the stockbrokers are happy, they are calm, they are collective, they're not freaking out. Look at that.
Very demure.
Nice little dip right there. Nice little dip. Very nice, very nice. Let's go back. Pre-market is pretty flat. So no change in the S&P, barely anything on the Dow, barely anything on the NASDAQ. Everything's pretty flat on the pre-market. Let's go to Asia. We got the Australian index up 0.75%. The Nikkei is pumping up almost 3%. India, no data on India yet. Hong Kong up 0.5% almost, and Shanghai up 0.3%. But this is what you guys want to see. You want to see what's really going on in the market. Bitcoin looking pretty good. Let's go to the day. So today we did put in a yellow hammer candle, big old wick on it. Looks like we wicked all the way down to 55.5 earlier today. I got caught in the whipsaw on Bitcoin. I ain't gonna lie. I went long at 56.5, and then we started dumping. I think we got down to 55.7. You know what? Screw this. Reverse. I reversed my position to go down because it was looking weak. It went down a little bit, and then it returned and started going back up. I was like, screw it. I'm not trading Bitcoin today. And I just exited my position. I think 20%. I think I lost 20% on a smaller position. I don't really use big positions on Bitcoin because it moves so slow. So I go low position, high leverage. But so we're still in this channel. We still got the green dot moving to the upside. Money flow is coming to the red a little bit. You see that little bit of red down there. VWAP is kind of bouncing up here. We're kind of neutral on the DBSI. We were back above 58 here a second ago. So we're just kind of bouncing around in this range. We could just keep bouncing around all the way to the FOMC. Let's see if the lower time frames are telling us anything. We got money flow coming to the upside on the 4-hour. That's good to see. So we've been in the red solidly since August 31st. So the past 12 days, we've been in the red on money flow, and we are starting to come into the green. So that's a good thing to see right there. Money flow going up. Looks like we came down on the momentum, and now we're starting to go back up. That's good to see. We're breaking through some lines here. I think this is the 50, the one. No, that's not the 50, the 80, the 100. We're still below the 200 on the 4 hour. We did finally break through the 200 on the 2 hour, though. So that's bullish. You know what I mean? That's short-term bullish. Money flow going up, momentum going up, VWAP going up. So in the immediate, I mean, we're looking, you know, not looking too bad. Let's see if I see anything. It looks like there might have been, I mean, you could probably call this like a cup and a handle that got negated and then started to play out again. You know, if we can really, so we have some resistance right here. Whoops. Come on now. Right there. A lot of play right there. Right on that high volume node.
Third
Patriot
Third Patriot is saying fear and greed still at 31. Like, I mean, yeah, it's pretty low still.
Yeah.
You
know, that's when you buy. You buy when everybody's fearful and sell when everybody's greedy.
Yeah.
But we're right at this. We have a high volume node here. And look at all this action. Even way back here in the middle of August. You know, you got price action here, here, here. Wick, price action. Boom, 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 boom. We break through. We retest. We dump. We come up. Wick. Boom, boom. So this is a big level, a big SR level right here. And if we can break through this, we could be coming up all the way up to like 59.4. And if I'm not mistaken, when we were looking at it, so even if we close at like 58.5, 58.8, we could still fulfill the red month of September. You know, we'll be down like 0.5%, but it will be red. But once again, 58 is better than 52, where we were the other day. You know what I mean? Let's go down to ADA. ADA is getting a nice little pump today. So last night we were going over this on the 2 hour. Whoops. Last night we were going over this on the 2 hour. And ADA was in like this symmetrical triangle. And you can see I had my 2 alarms set here and here. Unfortunately, this broke, you know, right about here. And I was otherwise occupied when it broke, so I did not see it. But if you'd had your alarm set, you know, and you were paying attention, you would have got the alarm, you would have looked, and boom, what I say, 50-50 chance? Well, it broke down. And if you would have caught that, say you only caught half the break, say you didn't notice until about 33, around 33.9 or something like that. Say you caught it right there and you were able to ride it halfway down. Well, that's a 2.3% move. 7, 8, 10x. That's 20%. You know what I mean? And that took, you know, what was that, about 8-9 hours? Well, hell, you would have caught it right here. You know what I mean? So always set your alarm, set your lines, set your alarms. And then you can see right here, we had this resistance at 34.7 that we've been talking about, this high volume node right here, you know, because we hit it, we wicked. Well, after it came back down, the market started getting bullish again. It started pumping. We had what? One touch, a stagger, an indecision. Let me make that bigger so you guys can see. So we come up, we touched it. We printed another 2 hour candle. We had a little indecision, and then it decided to break through, and it just shot up right now. I would say we're a little overextended from the 21. I would expect that to come back down and give it a little touch. It could, or it could just, you know, start going sideways as this 21 comes up. Let's look at the 15 minute. 15 minute, we're riding the 21. So we're looking good there. I mean, money, or the momentum's going down, money flow is going down, and we're still going up. So we're probably going to see a little ease on this. Might come back down, touch the 21, break down, retest, something like that. But we also have some other ones that we've been looking at. So I put this out before. We had this giant cup and handle on SWI, right? We had this giant, there's the cup, boom, and then this was the handle. And then it tried to go up. It could not break the rim and faltered and fell back down. And it put us in this kind of like this downtrend right here. We were in like a symmetrical triangle, and it broke the triangle right here. And it fell out, came down, and then we landed. We created this trend line right here, and then it started to pump again. And currently, we have broken the rim of the cup on the 2 hour. We have a target, measure from the rim to the base, take that, and then move it over here, back to the rim at your breakout. And that's a 23% move right there, if it fulfills the entire breakout. So we do have some resistance here at about 114. We are showing, I mean, we still got some decent DBSI numbers. We got a 12 and a 2. This red triangle is not market cipher. This is the Naridia, I can never say it right. Nadiria Watson envelope. It, you know, it like signals course change or whatever. So if you had caught this breakout, you know, you would have entered, you know, you probably would have caught it here, somewhere around here. I mean, whoops, my bad. Somewhere around here, right above the breakout, you would have entered, you would have set your long position. And then personally, I set a tight stop loss. It actually took me 2 tries to get this. I set one at 5%. It came back down, wicked me out. We fell below. And then when it broke again, I set another one. And then this time my profit's now in, I can't not make money. I'm going to make money even if I get stopped out. But you would set, you know, you would open your long, you would set your stop loss right below there, you know, because if it can't hold, it's probably going to come back down to this channel. You know what I mean? Because it wouldn't be a newer high. It would just be a wick. It would end up being a wick, and we would come back down. So we're breaking out. That's looking good. Ondo is in this pattern. So we have this nice rounding bottom. If you notice, look at all these patterns. Rounding. This one's a little different, but see, this one could be more through it. A lot of these coins are having these rounded bottoms and boom and up. FET's another one we were looking at. We have broken bullish out of the overall trend. If we go out to the daily, so we've kind of been in this long downtrend right here. Actually, from the daily, it should be more like this. You know, we got your touches up here, your touch, bounce, bounce, and then we finally broke through. So we have broken that. I haven't set any levels on FET. I'm not currently trading FET. I'm just holding it. So I haven't looked at any different levels. What's that?
No retest yet?
No, it has not retested. I mean, I was looking at some of these lower positions. That's why these lines are on there. So like the 15, right now, we're in this trend line right here. You know, we kind of broke below it, came out. That could just be a fault. But we're riding the 21. Yeah, I don't see any retest because this is your overall. This is your macro line right here. And we're just kind of up and to the side. What's that?
If it touches the 21 again, that's the retest of the 21, correct? And then maybe it could keep above it?
Yeah, well, this is the 20. So this on the 15-minute, we're riding the 21 hard right here. So we're just kind of following it all the way up on the, what were we on the 2 hour? It's actually not very overextended. You know what I mean? You can see we started spiking and then it was going. And then we had this retest. So we could, but looks like we're getting
like rolling over.
Yeah. So if you look at it like this, boom, what's that? That's money all the way to the upside, right? Boom, 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 boom. Considerable uptrend. Now we look at this, you know, considerable downtrend. Even this peak right here, which is this right here, gives us a bearish divergence because we got a lower peak than this one. And we have, where is it? Boom. Boom. We have a higher peak. So that would be that one right there. That would be that one right there. So unless this keeps pumping and this momentum wave keeps going, I would expect a retest to come back down, like John said. And we could just come back down. I had this uptrend drawn. See if we can kind of bring that up on the 2 hour. So we got price action, boom, wick, boom, boom. We could see something like it come down, you know, bounce, 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 maybe get a retest, and that would still be a higher low. So that would still be bullish. It would still be a bullish structure. We're still putting in a higher low. We're putting in a higher high, but it would allow us, it would give us that allow us that momentum to like reset, you know, the VWAP maybe go negative a little bit. But I mean, we got strong money flow. Boom, like that. Still, look at that money flow just mounding up. This is kind of weird. So we have, if you notice, look at these volume candles. What's that? So we get a lot of volume at 2,300. We get hardly anything a little bit. Then we get a lot of volume. Then we get a lot of volume. It's like it's coming in spurts. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe somebody's coming and pushing it. I don't see any manipulation though. Nope, not market cipher. Let's get rid of that. Come on. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong one. There we go. So I'm not really seeing anything. I mean, it looks pretty organic. You know, our momentum lines, or our freaking moving averages got a nice little spread to them. They're not turning over on themselves, so that's nice. Just nice and continuous. We could just keep continuing up, you know, but it is something I would be weary of. We're right here at this resistance line right here. What is that, like 137? If you come in like that, there is a lot. Let's get rid of that. If you look, there's a lot of action right here. I mean, we got the high volume node down there, but if we put more data on the screen, we have a local resistance right here. So we would definitely have to break that. But even that, look, when we bring that in, we are on the downhill side of this resistance. Look, all the volume, we're above the volume. So if we can break this kind of local resistance right here, look at it, we just roll right down the hill. Roll right down the hill. You're going to fall into the valleys and come up the other side. So looking good. Big ass volume gap until, let's see here. Let that reset a second. Come on. Don't know why you can barely see it right here. There we go. So Oh, I'd have to go out to the. It won't allow me that much data. Can only add so many candles. All right. Where's the VPVR? Okay. But look, there's like no volume going all the way up here. All the volume has been down here. So we could just keep rolling right up. So FET's looking good. I know I secured my bag. And I don't see anything else. Nothing else
What
that
is,
I
what is
personally been looking
the
at.
is all of it in circulation with FET?
That's a good question. I don't know if that
I just can't
data.
remember.
I don't know if that data is accurate or up to date though, because
Yeah, since they're all three together.
oh no, they did update because we know they went to 2.6 billion supply because they
Okay.
inflated the supply a little bit. Remember, they added some to the supply. Yeah,
But
essentially
it's all
all
out.
circulating, bro.
Right.
2.5. Look at this. So I mean, even fully diluted. So the market cap is 34.95, 3.495 billion, and fully diluted is 3.647 billion.
Yeah,
So
that good.
it's definitely something you don't have to worry about token unlocks. That's a
Yeah.
good call there, John. Definitely
Yeah,
a
man.
good call there.
I want to know. I mean, I'm gonna pick up a bag, when I got some freaking money, which hopefully I'll have, But I just feel like
Okay, so I haven't told you this yet. Let's get rid of this screen.
yeah.
I haven't told you this yet,
Oh,
but this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about I'm gonna do a DCA portfolio,
okay.
and it'll be real money.
Mhm.
I'll use my own money. It'll be real money. Hopefully, I can just pull it out of my trading account every week. And we're gonna start with $100, and we are going to do $100 a week, and we're gonna keep track of it for the next year. And I think we should probably do it on Fridays. Fridays kind of more laid back, not a bunch of news or anything going into the weekend. Friday nights are like where the news goes to die because everybody's at the bar drinking and don't give a ish what's going on in the news. So I'm going to look. I haven't decided where I want to do it. I prefer MEXC, but I have a bunch of my own money on MEXC and I don't want to get the account. So maybe I can open up a sub account on MEXC and we'll do it there.
You know what you should
Then
do?
Huh?
You know what you should do?
I'm listening.
You should do it on Femex.
Well, I mean, I could use, but the fees,
The fees are real high there.
I mean, they're higher than MEXC.
What about Kraken? Well, I mean, yeah, MEXC has the lowest fees. What about Kraken?
I don't have a Kraken account. We have a Kraken account. The company has a Kraken account, but I'm not giving my money to the company.
That's fair. That's fair. Why don't you make a Kraken account, right, with your Plow ID, right?
Well, I can just make a regular Kraken account.
Well, I mean, yeah, make a regular Kraken account. Make a Kraken account because then we could,
No,
like, you could do your portfolio. You don't want to use the bot?
no. Well, not with that. Not with that. No.
Well, I'm saying you could do.
If
It could be like
we
two
use
different.
bot, we'll use the Empire account.
Okay. So
You know what I
completely
mean?
separate.
We'll throw some money from the Empire and put our money where our mouth is as a company. This is our bot, so we need to put our money where our mouth
Yeah,
is.
so we'll do it with the Empire
our
account. That's
bot.
fair. Well,
You know
no,
what I
I
mean?
was just kind of thinking because then you could do, in theory, a like when you do that review of how it's performing, then you'd be like, oh, and then here's how this is going, right?
Right.
So I mean, it'd just be like a quick.
We can still do that.
second.
We could just flip back and forth or whatever. I can have multiple things open on the computer, but I'm just thinking just a DCA because we're about to take off. Everything's pretty much at its low. And I think we'll do 1 year, $100 a week. So we'll have $5,200 invested. Our initial investment will be $5,200, and we'll see where it's at this time next year. You know what I mean? See what the power of DCAing is. We really should have did it a while back, like maybe at the beginning, but I didn't even think about it till today. And we'll see how everybody likes it. If they don't like it, then, screw you guys. I won't show you.
That's fair. All right. Well, I love that. We're, yeah. This was a good show today. I really liked hearing about, dude, I cannot believe he brought the first generation, the Keystone. Like, that was just so funny to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's history,
He must have had a really heavy car, because that was super, or he did it multiple times, because that was really scratched up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably did it multiple times. He's like, look, you know what I mean? Look
how strong it is. No.
Yeah, throws it on the ground.
Shoots it with a shotgun, or AR, whatever they did with the Cybertrucks. Right?
Oh, right. I seen Joe Rogan shoot the Cybertruck with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
But all right.
No.
You guys know the drill. Like, subscribe, share this with a friend. If you're on YouTube, give us a like, hit that notification bell. We go live Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. PST. If you want some JPEG Empire merch, our community member, Jaleesa, she's awesome. She has her own store. It's called jpegempire.shop. It is the official merch of JPEG Empire. If you're on Twitter, give us a like, tag some DGens, all that good stuff. You guys know what to do.
Yes.
Anything else?
Excellent. That's it. If you could, please, if you're going to get a Keystone, you might as well get 10% off with the JPEG Boss promo code. Because, if you're going to get one anyway, use the promo code. We actually don't get anything for it at this moment. We didn't have any predetermined agreement or anything like that. No. But what I'm saying is, maybe if you guys use this promo code just like a ton, then when I'm like, hey, maybe you should sponsor the channel, they'll be like, we would love to sponsor the channel. Or maybe I don't even have to ask them. Maybe they'll send me a DM. We would really like to sponsor the channel. Oh, you don't say. But anyways.
I love it. John always making connections.
Trying to doing what I can, but appreciate you guys. Also, shout out to the machinist, and make sure you're following at @WhenMint_podcast, because I talked to him the other day. He's a great dude. Love him.
Okay, a little out of left field, but I do agree.
It was there,
I agree wholeheartedly that you should follow WhenMint. I have multiple WhenMint shirts myself.
Yes, and dude, my WhenMint shirt that he gave me at in Vegas, it was actually like, I wore that shirt. My parents were like, "Where the heck did you get that? It's so cool. What does NGMI mean?" I was like, "Not gonna make it." What is that?
That's the one I don't have. Now I forgot about
really
that.
Nice, dude. It's really
I don't have that style. I have the tank top, with the flame and skull, and I have the traditional with the WhenMint logo. So I got to get me a couple of those. I got to get me at least a tank top.
It's really good. It's really good. Yeah. Not going to make it. Anyways, with that, we love you guys. We'll see you next time around. Stay tuned. Make sure you're following all the accounts you're supposed to be following, especially at JPEG Empire, and then at Desert_Crypto and at @the_John Carter. Make sure you're following us, because we're always going to be putting out this content every day during the week. And without further ado, let's